to 1986. John was fascinated by Joseph Beuys, and one of the unconventional aspects of this novel is that it contains images from some of this artist's performance pieces. The stand-in for Beuys in the novel is a character named Jupp, someone John uses to explore in a fictional way Beuys's own Nazi youth. Beuys had been a Luftwaffe pilot during the Second World War, and later biographies accused him of having been not only a soldier, but a true Nazi. John both admired Beuys and was deeply troubled by this past. John held his dismay and esteem for Beuys in some kind of tension in his mind. The fictional Jupp is an object of fascination for the narrator of this novel, a murderous, racist Southerner holed up in a crumbling hotel called the Occidental Hotel, a place that is a shell of the American postwar optimism during which it was built. Modernity was a lifelong obsession for John, primarily through its expression in architecture. Some form of modernity was going to free John from his biography of Gothic Southern history, but it never managed to do so. John wrestled with these two elements for his entire life, dealing with these themes and many others in some of his non-fiction books, such as Power in the Blood and Arrivals. The narrator also has a half-brother who sets off to seek redemption and insight in some kind of tawdry version of James Hilton's Lost Horizon, in which the answer to life's mysteries are held in a remote Himalayan lamassery. I cautioned John that many Canadian readers would hate this book because it provides no exit. We see various depictions of hell with little solace or redemption. I warned him that he would be confused with the narrator of this book, and he told me the narrator was the man he would have become had he stayed in the South. John said he had no intention of shocking Canadians. He wanted to reprimand Americans, especially after the horror of the 2015 Charleston Church massacre, in which a white supremacist shot and killed 9 black parishioners in a church and wounded 3 others. For 3 years we talked about this novel. I suggested that John was dealing in arcana because hardly anyone outside the art world knows who Joseph Beuys was. I accused him of delivering a bleak vision, and he agreed that he was working in the realm of dark romanticism, but could not give up his obsessions. I was fascinated by this work, which felt decidedly European to me, like nothing else I was seeing in Canada. I have mentioned W.G. Sebald, but I might add Kees Noteboom as a comparison, 2 writers who observed civilization with melancholy eyes. On September the 2nd, 2016, John sent me the final draft of his novel. It was highly polished, as all of John's work tended to be, but I don't think it was perfect. I suggested he make a few changes to speed up the action in the first part of the novel, and he seemed to agree with my ideas. We made arrangements to meet again at the Dip on September the 21st to discuss my notes. On September the 16th, he died of a massive heart attack after walking up a hill in High Park with his longtime friend, the literary critic, Phil Marchand. A manuscript by a deceased writer is a hard sell, but Guernica Editions agreed with me that this novel is an important addition to Canadian letters for at least 2 reasons. First, it is an unblinking look into a heart of darkness, of a kind we almost never see in this country. It is frightening and necessary. And second, it is the final document of a razor-sharp mind that helped form Canadian culture over several decades. Antonis Saleka